Hey there, hey there, hey there. Have you ever wondered how you can transform your teaching studio with group classes, but maybe you were just kind of afraid to put yourself out there and not sure where to start? Well, we got you. Let's dive into the blueprint for success. So hello, fellow music educators, and welcome to the Ultimate Music Teachers Live Show. I'm your host, Glory St. Germain, and joining me is the ever-inspiring Miss Joanne Barker. How you doing today?
I'm fantastic today, Glory. Just excited as always to be here, and especially eager for today's topic. It's going to be a game changer for our listeners.
Absolutely, Joanne. You know, today we're going to dive into a topic that might be the catalyst for transformation in your music teaching studio, and that is adding group classes. And we've all heard of that, and some of us have tried it a little bit, and some of us are just afraid to even get started. Now, we know that might sound, daunting, but just imagine the impact on your studio's productivity and profitability. And not to mention, Joanne, that it's a whole lot of fun, right?
Oh, that's right, Glory. But as exhilarating as it sounds, and as it is, we also understand the hesitation. Glory and I have both been there. We've taught group piano classes and group theory classes. We understand the hesitation. Where do you start? How do you market your new group classes? And there's the fear of putting yourself out there and no one accepting and wanting to go ahead with it. So that's kind of scary too, isn't it? Yeah. So fear not, because we're going to be here to guide you through every step of the way.
Yeah, absolutely, Joanne. So let's kick things off with the why and the how of group classes. So why even consider group classes? Well, I think for starters, there's a fantastic way to increase your income without significantly increasing your teaching time. And it also fosters a community. And I think that's so important, a community environment that's really encouraging students to learn not only from you, the teacher, but also to learn from each other.
I agree, Glory. That's so true. And it's not just about the financials or the community. It's about the variety it brings to your teaching. The thing that drew me to group teaching was I had like 12 kids in the same level. And by the 12th lesson that week, I'm like, didn't I just say that?
Yeah.
So, if you can pool your resources and bring them together, because saying it to a group of 6 takes the same effort as saying it to 1, right? Mm-hmm. If you think about it that way. And group classes can be incredibly rewarding for the students and the teachers, For us, there's that energy that comes with the group setting. If a student misses, I had a private student actually miss last night, and your momentum goes, ooh. In a group class, if one misses, the momentum stays going. And the kids, they really like to come and be with their friends. They make great relationships in there. It's a dynamic learning environment, and it is different from one-on-one for sure. Oh,
absolutely, Joanne. So a question might be, where do you start? So first, we want to give you some tips here. So for those of you that are, watching the live show or watching the replay, just share in the chat. Are you currently teaching group classes, or are you considering teaching group classes, right? So here's a couple of tips. So first, assess your space and your resources. And, you can, of course, be teaching online or in person, but can your studio accommodate a group? And, do you want to teach your group classes online or in person? These are things that you want to consider. And another thing might be, Joanne, is what age group or skill level are you targeting? And, as Joanne said, I've taught, group lessons, as has Joanne, for many, many years. And that community that we've built, they become lifelong friends. And I think, many of my classes were with me for many, many years. They would start with me in maybe Prep 1 music theory level and go into Prep 2 and basic, intermediate, and advanced. And they kind of grew up together in music classes. And one of the key things is planning. Write that down. Planning is key.
It's so key. And next you have to decide on your curriculum.
Yeah.
What's your goal with these classes? I've had students, do theory exams, conservatory exams, and I've had students classes that just are more recreational. So what is your goal? What do you want to teach? So you need to make sure that you're choosing a curriculum that fits with what your goals are for your studio. The people are going to seek you out for what you offer. So really stop and think, what do I offer? It's because if you're just going to say, okay, I'm like a buffet and you come in the door and I'll do whatever you want, that doesn't really set you apart. It might work for you, but it doesn't really set you apart. We need to understand, is it about ensemble playing, or are you going to teach theory? You're going to teach music appreciation? Is it more of a recreational thing? Is it exam bound? All of that's capable within a group class, just like it is within a private lesson. And knowing this is going to help you shape your marketing and help you attract the right students, because there's no sense having students that want to pursue a PhD in music performance if that's not what you're interested in doing, right? You can teach all kinds of instruments too. Voice works in group, and music theory obviously works wonderfully in group. And after you get rolling, it's really easy and fun. Once you're ready, the next step is creating your offer and get marketing.
Oh, absolutely. And speaking of marketing your group classes, let's talk about strategy. Very often we kind of make the decision and go, you know what? Yes, I am going to teach group classes. And then we're kind of left with that, how do I do this now? So let's talk a little bit about strategy. You want your message to reach the right audience, to reach the right clients. Start with your existing students, because they might say, yeah, okay, I'd love to try the group classes, right? And also their families. And they already know you, they already trust you, they like you, and making them, likely candidates for your group classes. And you may want to invite them to, for example, an Ultimate Music Theory group class as a 6-week club class, which is kind of like a 6-week try it class, so that they can get started and then they can continue with your year-long program. So they get to see, how does it work?
That's a great idea, isn't it? And then you get to see how it works too. Instead of committing to, a 40-week or 36-week or however many week program that you're teaching in your regular lesson year, you could offer that short time and go, oh, okay, here's what worked, here's what didn't, so I can tweak it when I get the whole program rolling. It's a great way to do it. And just adding in those 6-week sessions during your teaching year is a great way to boost your income and your students' knowledge. And isn't that the key here? Is we do have to make a living, but we're also trying to impart knowledge that's meaningful and that students can retain. It's not about memorizing things. It's about giving them tools so they can make music forever. So I think that's a great idea. And the other thing is don't forget about social media and your social website, your studio website. You have one of those, because people sure do check you out. Those platforms are perfect for showcasing what makes your group classes unique. And whether you're teaching group theory or piano, guitar, violin, voice, ukulele, it doesn't matter. Get those videos or testimonials from your one-on-one students, and to give people a taste of what to expect in your lessons.
Yeah, absolutely. And Joanne, another powerful tool is community partnerships. You can connect with local schools, with community centers, other music teachers that are also teaching that maybe you don't want to do the group element. They can help you spread the word and even host your classes, maybe in a local church, in a community center, or maybe in a local, junior high, high school, whatever that might look like for you. But community partnerships are a great way to showcase your music theory group classes and just to get started.
I've heard of several teachers who've been able to liaison with a local church. It's a nice little extra income for the church. And some churches, mosques, whatever, synagogues, whatever your local faith-based building is called, that's a little extra revenue for them. And it's also bringing people in the door. The pastor of the church where I rent, he says he likes the idea that an energy comes in. And if their only connection with being in that building is, I had fun at music class, they're saying, I had fun in music class at that church. So, it's an outreach for them at the same time. And they're getting a little bit of extra income, because we know all charities kind of have that problem now with revenue and bringing people through the door. And, you need to remember the power too of a special offer. Don't we all love the special offer? Maybe it's a first free class, or maybe it's a discount for enrolling with a friend. Maybe it's you can turn those incentives, can turn an interested prospect into a registered student. And always remember, under promise and over deliver.
I like it, Joanne. So now let's address kind of the elephant in the room, overcoming fear. Joanne and I often say, it's not overwhelm, it's opportunity. And it's normal to feel apprehensive about stepping into some new territory. If you've never taught theory before, or never taught theory classes before, or never even taught a group class before, it can sometimes be a little bit overwhelming. But remember this, is that growth often begins at the end of your comfort zone. I remember teaching my very first class, and, I think I was nervous, but then at the end I was like, woohoo, I did it. Right, Joanne?
Exactly. And I'm laughing because I remember being in my home office when I was starting to teach group lessons, and I'm walking around the room with my lesson plan, and I'm singing all the funny little songs. I'm doing all the things. I've been teaching 25 years at that point. Before I started doing it, I was so nervous. And after that first group class, I was just like, I couldn't sleep that night. It was so much fun, and it was so engaging, and the people were smiling, and the kids had a good time, and they learned something. And then they came back again the next week. So one really cool idea is to try a little pilot group class with a few of your current students to gain some confidence.
Yes.
Call it like a little perk to them that I'm going to give you these free classes, and we're going to do a special little trial thing. Are you willing to help me out with this? Maybe, that's a great way to get the buzz going and to get feedback from people, and feedback for yourself when you sit down and kind of reflect on what worked and what didn't. And one thing I can tell you, I know this to be true, your first group lessons aren't going to look anything like your last group lessons. And like when you're starting in year 1 and you're in year 3, I thought, oh, I've got these beautiful lesson plans all created, so I don't need to make a lesson plan next year. But you know what? Your style evolves, and you'll find what your style is. So you're going to keep kind of evolving and refining your approach as you go.
Yeah, 100%, Joanne. And I think too, one of the things that I really wanted to share was that Joanne and I are here doing our Ultimate Music Teachers live show because we want to remind you that you're not alone. Every teacher has been a beginner at some point, every one of us. And when you reach out to your network and connect with other music teachers and share your experience and listen as they share their experiences, there's a whole community out there ready to support you.
That's so true, Gloria. And it's not about being competitive with each other. It's about being supportive with each other. And it's about finding the community that provides that thing you're looking for, that support, that incentive, that encouragement, that inspiration. So speaking of that community, that brings us to a very special invitation for all of you who are listening today.
Yeah, absolutely, Joanne. And if you're looking to take your music teaching business to the next level, we invite you to join us inside the Ultimate Music Teachers membership at teachumt.com so that you can get started teaching your group lessons right now. And we are happy to support you there.
And inside you're going to find courses, a supportive community, and coaching designed to help you learn, plan, teach, and grow your music teaching business for productivity and profitability. We need both of those things in our lives, don't we? And you know what? The best part is you don't have to do it all alone.
Yeah, absolutely, Joanne. So you can get started today. You can transform your teaching studio with the resources and the support that you need. So we invite you to visit teachumt.com and to join us. And it's a decision that could change your teaching career for the better and forever too, right?
Totally. And we hope you're leaving here today feeling a little inspired and a little ready to explore the exciting world of group classes in your music studio.
Yep, absolutely. We know we've done it, Joanne, and we absolutely loved it. So thank you for tuning in to the Ultimate Music Teachers live show with us. Remember, it's about making a positive impact on your students' lives while also enhancing your studio. And of course, having a ton of fun along the way. So till next time, teach with passion and keep making music. Thanks.